was a 4-1 defeat today. What was your initial reaction to that?
Yeah, it was obviously it's another sore result in the end. You know, the ultimate scoreline I don't think was a fair reflection on how the game panned out. Certainly, sort of 60 to 70 minutes of it. I think at 2-1, I felt like they were the team that looked like maybe scoring another goal. Certainly had a lot of opportunities in the second half to cause them problems. Probably didn't look like we were going to score all that much. I think there's one fantastic chance and maybe a couple of other ones to get level in the game. And then just as the game started kind of getting to that halfway point of the second half, the real bit of quality from Craig Slater just, looks that was a bit of a kick in the teeth in terms of any sort of momentum we were trying to build. And then became a little bit open. As longer the game went on and forth, didn't feel like a fair reflection of how the boys performed today. But ultimately, that's where these boys are now. They're playing in front of fans. They're getting heckled. They're getting all sorts of abuse from the sidelines. And for me, that is, as much about the game and the result and the performance and stuff. That experience that they're going to get from that feeling of, this is what it's like, at League Two. By the way, never mind, in the spotlight of Premier League football. So the game ultimately was. In those moments, I think when we take it right back to the first half, we're 1-0 up and we'll have the opportunity to double that lead. We don't, and we really should. And then in 30 seconds, it's 1-1. So really trying to get into the players that you're not going to get 5, 6, 7, 8 chances a game. It is going to be very tight in a lot of these games, and those moments will be what determine the outcome.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of well organised attacking stuff from us in the first half, I think, and then the second half the game turned very scrappy. What kind of difference did you see between the two halves in terms of performance?
Yeah, I think what happened, again, it's good that you've noticed it yourself, that I think both teams tried to play first half, and I think Forfar were happy to keep the ball and pass and try and break us down, and whereas second half it was just kick it long and fight and get set plays, and they did it really well. And again, for me, this is something that the young players have to get used to, because again, games do turn into that, especially if you've got a lead to protect. They're not going to be taking those risks and playing out and giving you the opportunity to maybe work on a press and pounce on it and punish them. So yeah, it was very much for them it was risk averse. Avoid those opportunities to make those mistakes and basically try and make us make them, and ultimately we were punished with 2 finishes in the second half. Again, we've got to deal with the first goal a heck of a lot better. It's been a big focus of ours now in the 2 previous games in this competition, but also across under-19s league in terms of just direct play when we're on the attack and dealing with anything that the other team do when they win possession and the turnover. And again, we don't get punished in academy games. When you step into here and it's that one-turn ball, teams are on the move and they're switching onto it. So we need to get better at that. And again, the penalty I need to see back to making my final decision, but it looked incredibly soft from my first initial impression.
And it's just a couple of weeks until we're away up to Inverness for the next game in the group, so it'll just be about preparing for that. Certainly,
we've certainly got a friendly next week, and we've got another under-19s game prior. But these challenges for me are something that I want to see the young players grow from. You don't want to see them going into the next game fearful of what might happen. We really want to see their personality and their character, and just puffing their chest up and thinking, right, bring this on, because certainly certain individuals I feel like have improved across the 3 games. But the 3 games that are still to come are going to be as tough, if not more, because again, people are going to see the final standings at this moment in time and think, right, we need at least 1 more or 2 more wins to make sure we're qualified. So Inverness are going to be a real tough opponent. They've done really well so far in competition, I would say, in the league. So for me, the tests are just going to keep getting tougher and tougher, but I'm really excited for the group to see what they can do in the last 3 games.